And we're live.
Once again, we're live.
Hey, everybody. I hope you all are doing well this
Yes.
evening. Come on in the place. Come on in. Come on in. And while you are coming in, we are going to go ahead and share this One and Done Tuesday Night Live. And you go ahead and share it as well. So
Absolutely.
give us a sec while we
Absolutely.
share.
And while they are sharing, when you say come on in to this place, what place we coming into?
I'm talking about come on into One and Done Live. So come on
Uh,
over to One and Done's page, and you'll see us live streaming over there. And
uh,
come on in and say your hey, I'm here. How you guys doing? And then go ahead and share to your own Facebook page.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And while Miss Miller is getting that all set up, we just want to thank everyone for following us, for supporting us, for your prayers and your warm thoughts. This wouldn't be possible without you. We need your continual support and we need your prayers. All right. I'll go ahead and put it in a comment box, chat box, so that we can follow up with you. We would love to touch bases with you personally if you like. You can reach out to us using the number 612-400-4046. And we'd love to connect with you, build some camaraderie as we do this community work together. So with that, Miss Miller, looks like you got the live share.
I do.
Can you help us out with the a greeting, a welcoming, or in your own special way?
Surely. So as we stated, it's Tuesday night live with One and Done, where we are here to share, to try to encourage the community and share what's going on out there. So we welcome you to come on into the space. We welcome you to comment, like, subscribe, all of those things. All right. So welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So before we go ahead and get started, we do have a couple of updates.
We do.
That are very important.
Important, yes. We got a lot of things going on over here at One and Done, huh?
By the grace of God,
yes.
By the grace of God, we can't do it without Him. We are very thankful that we are instruments,
absolutely,
vessels to be used to collaborate with community partners. With most importantly, actually, the community residents. All right, and so that collaboration, on top of being able to provide these different resources, we are just excited. We're excited about
absolutely.
that. And so during this Delta variant, everyone is getting vaccinated. Everyone is putting in the necessary precautions for us to go back to school or preparing to go back to school. And so now One and Done has this great opportunity that we have accepted. We are going to be providing face-to-face groups. All right, we are going to be providing face-to-face support groups, community support groups, which is going to change the Facebook Live Tuesday night day. All right, so we want you to stay tuned for the new day that we will be coming on Facebook Live, because we understand that there's an audience in multiple locations.
That's right.
Audience that are local here in this state. There are an audience that are supporting out of state. And there are individuals who may not have the means of transportation to get to where we will be doing these community support groups on Tuesday evening. And so we still want to provide a pathway, a door to receive the information that we are sharing with the community live. All right. So that's going to be coming up. We will provide that information Facebook. Via Facebook and via Instagram. So be on the lookout for that day, the evening changing for that. Would you like to add to that, Ms. Miller?
So it's just basically it's changing because you will be going in somewhere and doing groups on Tuesday. So like he said, we'll have another day that we come on live. Um, and hopefully we'll be able to share some updates, with how that's going, on the in person, which is going to be good. But what else is also happening? What's happening this Thursday?
This Thursday, we are definitely excited to go into Freedom Works. We'll be going into Freedom Works, which is planted right in the center of North Minneapolis.
Woo!
Right in the center of North Minneapolis. We will be going in. My wife and I has accepted an invite to go build with those who are in recovery and in transition from incarceration back into the community. And we just want to go ahead and say that everyone's in transition from one place to another.
That's right.
All right. There's no need to judge a book by its cover. There's no need to get on a high horse and think that we all don't have some work to do. We all have some work to do. And so we're transitioning from one place. Maybe that's from intergenerational trauma, right? Maybe that is historical trauma. Maybe that is body trauma, right? We all have experienced different traumatic events that led to substance use, all right? That led to drug abuse, alcohol abuse, right? And many other abuses out there that has stagnated us and stopped us from reaching our purpose. And so my wife and I, this Thursday evening, we are asking for your prayers. We are asking for you to send your warm vibes, your warm thoughts, your text messages, encouraging us as we go and impact this particular community, that we will be received. We know we will. And we just want to sow a seed that will encourage someone and strengthen them along their journey. So absolutely, that is this Thursday, absolutely, August 12th at 6 p.m. We're looking forward to that.
So so One and Done again is on the move.
On the move.
We're on the move.
On the move.
All right. Do we want to share any updates? Well, I'll share a real quick update. So we all know that I'm a teacher and I have worked for Minneapolis Public Schools for the last 20 something odd years. Yeah. And so I made a transition. And so I will be moving to Hopkins. And so that is exciting and scary and all of those things in one, but I am definitely excited to be in a different position, a position of leadership. And we're starting September. So MPS starts September 8th. We do 2. And I believe MPS issued their mask mandate, so they will be going back with masks on, and I believe so will we. So, exciting times in the Miller household.
Yes, absolutely. So with that, we just want to encourage those of us who are parents who have kids that are gearing up to go back to school. Have that pep talk, encourage them, right? We know it's not easy if they're going to a hybrid model. We know it's not easy to possibly have to wear a mask and then have to deal with the psychological concerns of contracting COVID and possibly spreading it. And then who knows what the future may be regarding going back to another shutdown. So we are encouraging parents to stay active, remain active, and encourage your children, because depression is real. All right. Be active in your child's life and listen to them and be that support, that loving support. And that is actually, honey, I think that's actually a great segue, right?
Okay.
I think that's a great segue into this series that has been pressed upon our heart, right? To deal with for a season of time. We're going to be dealing with the thought or the title of unmasking fatherhood. We want to literally unmask fatherhood. I think we kind of let our guards down when the vaccinations came out. Everybody got vaccinated, and prior to that, we had to wear our mask everywhere. But when things reopened, we kind of took our mask off, and now we're seeing numbers skyrocketing. And so I want to do a little wordplay. Wordplay. Yes, thank you, honey. I want to do a little wordplay. We are going to be dealing with a series of unmasking fatherhood, unmasking it from a twofold perspective. We want to unmask the false ideology of what we have been taught from various teachers, whether what we have saw, what we have heard, perhaps what we have read. All right. And then not only do we learn the misconception of what fatherhood is, but then we actually put it into practice. Right. And so we want to unmask that false ideology and then unmask the truth, the hidden truth of what fatherhood really is. And with that being said, we're not going to really dive into what the series is going to look like. We really want to deal with why unmasking fatherhood is important. Why unmasking fatherhood is important. And so maybe you're going to be watching this, on your lunch break. Maybe you're going to be watching this, or listening to this while you're driving in your vehicle. We want you to tell us in the chat box why unmasking fatherhood is important to who? Me? You? No, to you. All right. Because everyone's perspective is needed so that we can bring the right approach. What do you think?
And I think everyone's perspective is different too.
Yes.
The way individuals feel or view or think of fathers and fatherhood may be different. So it's important that we hear your voice and what you may think fatherhood is or means to you.
Yes. I'm glad you brought that up. It's important for us to hear your voice. All right. Don't allow for your voice to be muzzled. All right. Don't allow for spectators. Don't allow for viewers. Don't allow for fear. All right. Don't allow for fear to muzzle your mouth. We want to literally deal with this topic here for multiple reasons why. I share with you some of the reasons why I think this is important. First of all, we're seeing just for historically and even currently, we see far too many single parent households.
Yes.
We're seeing far too many single parent households. And so if it takes for man and woman to come together, right, and produce, right, for a seed to enter into the womb and for a child to be born, I would think that it would take for man and woman, right, to raise a child into parenthood for themselves. So that's one of the main reasons. Another reason why.
Hold on.
Yes.
Can we back up for a second?
Yeah, please.
So I have a question for you. What is problematic about single parent households? Because we're kind of growing up in a different day and age, and some people might feel like, well, I can hold it down. I don't have no help. I can hold it down. But what is the issue with the single parent household?
Well, yeah, I think that's a great question. I think there's multiple challenges with that. I don't really want to use the word problem. Why is it problematic? But I think that I think for one, we're just really shortchanging the children. Let's just keep it very practical. I don't need to go deep. We don't need to go deep. I think two is better than one, right?
Yeah.
I think that I think that if we have a single parent that has to go to work, work a 9 to 5, rush from work in rush hour traffic, prepare dinner, try to help with homework, that's that by the time Tuesday or Wednesday comes, they're going to be tired,
exhausted.
And guess who's parenting our kids? The TV. Guess who's parenting our kids? Social media. Guess who's parenting our kids? Everyone else but who is intended to be parenting.
Yeah.
All right. And so it's not your educator. It is not our school teachers' responsibility to parent our kids.
Right.
However, that is what we have been seeing historically and even presently. And so if we can get into our rightful position, then we lower the risk of our kids entering into some of these systems of oppression, all right, and actually elevate and enter into their calling, their purpose, and their destiny, and discovering who they are meant to be to impact their society and their community in a healthy way and not in an unhealthy way. And then let me just put it out there like this: one and done, it is embedded. It is embedded from with spiritual principles. It is embedded with life experiences. It is embedded with academia from a practical standpoint. And I'm just going to flat out, I have to share this. It's just the way it has been intended to be by the ultimate authority, who is God. Man and woman come together, be fruitful and multiply.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So as you were talking, so I always, you know, when CEO is over here talking, I always get these questions that kind of run through my mind. And so we know that you work with the population of those who are incarcerated. Yeah. And so I'm just wondering, like, you may not know like the statistic off the top of your head, but what are the statistics around the incarceration rate of those, or the demographic of those who came from single parent homes? Yeah,
absolutely. I do not have the statistics off the top of my head, and so we're not going to put out no false information and misleading information, because we want to do this in decency and in order and in the spirit of excellence. But I will say this to you: majority of men who are in the adult correctional facility have been raised and brought up in single parent homes. And often, and some of the times, it's not even the mother, it's the grandmother that's raising these kids. All right, doing the best she can. All right. And I also want to throw this nugget out there. Most of the men who are incarcerated have, before they have committed a crime that has incarcerated them, they were once victims of crimes. Boom. I want to throw this out there. We cannot just look at individuals who have OID numbers as if they haven't been exposed, all right, to hands that were not their fault growing up as kids, growing up as teenagers, and entering into young adulthood, into grown adulthood. I'm not saying we don't have to, we shouldn't have accountability and responsibility, but I'm saying when we go ahead and put things on the scale, we have to put their adverse childhood experiences, the acronym ACEs, on the scale with it, so that we have a better understanding of what they've been through and perhaps why they found themselves committing the acts that they have done. And then we have to provide help or resolutions and resources to bring them, into a place to where they can excel and not go back or revert back into a place. So I thank you for that question. And so with that being said, it becomes our responsibility to find the statistics of that, and we'll open up with that. Beautiful question. But I want to ask this question here for you.
Okay.
Miss Miller,
yes.
Why do you think, from a lady's perspective, it is important to have both parents or a father in the picture? I should say this. An active father in the picture.
Because as a young girl coming up, your father really becomes the example as to how you, what do I want to say, see and view men, and for what you allow from a partner. They're that first example. So a lot of times when you don't have an example of fatherhood in the home, sometimes not all the time. Sometimes it can be you can have a skewed view, or you don't always make the correct choices. But there, you can have people you can have male role models who are in your lives, like uncle or somebody
a coach.
Yes, who is there. But the father is important to a young girl.
Okay. Thank you for that. Absolutely. We don't want our young daughters growing up to be mistreated. All right. We don't want our young daughters to be growing up accepting behaviors that are unhealthy. All right. We want our daughters to be growing up. We want to first be loving our daughters, right? So they know what real love looks like, right? And not just looks like, feels like, and what it sounds like. All right. Love has a sound. Love has a visual, and love has a feeling. We want all three. We want all three of those components to be active in our daughters' lives, so that they are not being hoodwinked. All right. A whole lot of lip service, and then once they buy the lip service, then they find themselves in unhealthy situations, and then they put up with it because they really think it's love, when really it's what is it? It is misguidance. It is what is the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry about that. I can't think of the word. It's not the real deal.
It's just unhealthy.
It's unhealthy.
It's unhealthy. You're oftentimes, for girls, your dad is the first male. You know what I'm saying? That you love. And so then when you go out into the world, in search of love, you're almost looking for the traits and the characteristics that your father, employs. So it's just important that there are fathers in the home, but then there are healthy fathers in the home. You know what I mean? Not fathers, like you said, who are active and who are engaged and who, care about their child's well-being and their emotional well-being and their physical well-being. Like it's important. They are the example.
I love it. And so we're just really dealing with why we have to unmask what fatherhood is. All right. We really have to unmask this. And I just want to say this too. Even when we conclude with this series, don't stop doing your research. This is not no cookie cutter situation here. This is a lifetime journey. All right. This is a lifetime journey, and fatherhood never stops. And I want to throw this out there for those who have missed phases of your child's life. It's never too late. It's never too late to get back on the horse. It's never too late to use those missed years as building blocks to want to motivate and encourage to enter in and not perpetuate that for any longer. All right, that absentee or that absence in your kid's life. I want to ask another question here really quickly. Because we're talking about why is fatherhood important? Why is unmasking fatherhood important for us? Why do you think? Let me back it up here. I remember back when I was 18, 19 years old. I was dating a young lady, and she had a kid. She had a kid, and she said that her kid's father was a loser. She said her kid's father was just a sperm donor, and she said her kid's father. I mean, her kid's father was everything but a father in her eyes. In her eyes, all right. And so when she finished telling me about what her kid's father was not, I'm not even the father, but as a man, I felt a knife going to my heart, and I said to myself, I never forget this. I said in my own mind, man, if she's talking about the father of her son like that, you ain't nobody to her. And so why do you think I have to just assume that there are many other single parent mothers who have the same feelings, the same thoughts, or similar thoughts? Mm-hmm. Am I incorrect? And if I'm not incorrect, why do you think that is?
I don't necessarily know that there are women have. Is your question, do a lot of women have that same thought?
I'm just asking, is that an accurate? I'm asking, is that thought right there? Is that thought that she expressed?
Maybe for her.
Okay.
I don't know. I think every situation, everyone's situation is different. And so maybe for her, that's how she was feeling in the moment, or that's how she feels about her circumstance. You know what I'm saying? At the time. And maybe there was truth in her circumstance, but I think when we talk about individuals, I think you have to, because everybody's situation is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's, situation is not the same. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say no, that's not every woman's thought.
Not every woman's. Do you think? I guess the question more so like, do you think that are her feelings valid, and do you think some women can identify with what she was saying?
Yes.
That's my question. Do you think what she was expressing verbally and what she may have been feeling to want to cause for her to have those thoughts and then utter those words or thoughts, do you think that other women can identify with their infirmities or what she was feeling? And if so, why?
Because yes.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Other women I'm sure can identify with the way that she was feeling. Mm-hmm. But is it always good to express that? Maybe. I would definitely say not to your children. Oh, okay. But maybe she did need to express that to another human being or to another adult. Because it could be true. It could be that she felt unsupported. It could be that he is not actively involved. So yeah, I'm sure women can identify with having a father who is not actively involved in the child's life. Mm-hmm. I think the way you handle it though could be different.
Yeah, absolutely. And so thank you for that. And so the reality of it is that I heard that when I was 18, 19 years of age. I'm 41 today. And today back then, as a older teenager, I thought to myself, wow, she's mad, she's upset, and she's going in. But as a 41-year-old grown man, I realized she was just talking from hurt and from her pain and from her hurt. All right, of having to carry that load of being both the mother and the father. And so we really have to deal with this discussion. We have to deal with this title, Unmasking Fatherhood, because often we just think about we think about what's happening currently, but we don't really think about the core of the cause of why someone is absent. Okay. Mm-hmm. We have to deal with the core and the cause, because we have learned, behaviors are learned. Okay. And so if one has never had an example, then how do they know to be something, all right, that they never seen modeled before, mm-hmm. or haven't been taught properly, mm-hmm. right? And so now it's just really going off the seat off, what do they call it? flying off the seat of your pants, all right, and living by experience, right?
Cycles.
Yep. And so and because this is a real situation here, and we continue to perpetuate this cycle, and we're really hurting the kids. Mm-hmm. We're really hurting the kids, all right, when we're doing this. And because our kids grow up, you know what I'm saying, and we all, human beings, make up the community. So now if we really have broken individuals, we have broken households, and if we have broken households, we have broken communities. And so it's important for us to unmask what fatherhood is, all right? It's important for us to deal with this hurt, with this pain, and it's important to it's important to unveil these false facts, but not truths, and then go ahead and unveil the truth about what fatherhood is and put the application to it. And so in your own special thoughts, as my wife said, you know, everybody's story is different. You know, everybody's picture is different. So you go ahead and put in the chat in the chat box, email us, you know, give us a phone call. You know, let us know what your thoughts are regarding of what is the significance of fatherhood, and why unmasking this topic is significant, especially for the generation and the generations to come. We want to break this cycle. We want to highlight some things. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be comfortable. But guess what? When I'm working out and I know I did a great job, I feel sore, I feel stiff, and then my muscles are able to grow. And so when we're feeling this pain, no, it's not to break us down. It's really to help us grow and to be stronger and change the narrative. We're going to get somewhere unmasking fatherhood. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you with some more updates. God bless.
See you later.